some, get some, bad enough, take some.
Hello, welcome to episode 75. I can't believe I've showed up here 75 times banging and banging with Gangrel. I don't know what's wrong with me. I must not have no life, a wife, or anything else that's going on in this world. But here, me, Gangrel, with Raymond sitting over in the dark shadows of the corner. Speaking of dark shadows, I have no idea what her name is for sure, 100%. I know it is Nikki or Nicole, but it might be Nikki Black, might be Nikki Blackbird, might be Nikki Blackheart. I don't know, but hello, Miss Nicole. Nikki, what are we calling you today?
We can go by Nicole today as I develop a character as we go, but
there we go. So Nicole, thank you for being in here. Hoping to see you a lot more in the future too. So, hell, Raymond, what am I supposed to do? Am I interviewing this girl? Is that what are we doing? Or is she hosting? Or what are we doing? Is she gonna lead me? What's going on here?
We'll probably start with them.
All right. So, Nikki.
Yes.
Or Nicole. It's Nicole, you said today.
It's Nicole today.
You're getting confused because now I'm going to be calling you Nikki in class. So
That's fine. That's fine.
She took me to her castle. See? You see what it triggers? You know that song, Darling Nikki? No?
I actually don't. No.
Oh, wow. Do we need to pull the lyrics up for it? Do we need to play that there? I'm going to have to play this for you. Raymond does not like when I go on here and start busting music out of my stuff.
It's okay.
Yeah, because are you a Prince fan?
I do like Prince, but I mean, obviously a different era.
Well, this might change. Just show the lyrics. That's why I think when Nikki goes there, it just takes.
That can be my entrance song.
No. Let's get to go out there.
Just like bleep it out to protect the kids in their ears. You know?
Yeah, I don't know. All right. So Nicole.
There you go.
But no, we'll get into that more. So tell us about yourself. And, or do you need me to ask you some questions?
Some questions for direction.
All right. Where are you from originally?
I was born in the Dominican Republic. I moved to the U.S. in 2009, and I've been in Florida since. I lived in Vegas for about a year and a half, but for the most part, I pretty much grew up in Florida.
Vegas? You didn't call yourself Nikki in Vegas, did you?
No, I did not.
Were you a fan of pro wrestling?
So, funny enough, I actually never really watched it. I actually had friends that always, they would have it like playing. Even at work, one of my friends, he was always watching, and I was like,
Hold on, let's rewind that. Did you say you weren't a fan of wrestling?
Not.
Let's just cut that right. Okay. So you weren't really a fan of it, but you were around it, friends of yours, family were watching.
Yeah, I mean, at the time, it just like I wasn't aware of it. In the Dominican Republic, we don't really watch wrestling. I guess. I mean, it's just like more.
Baseball?
Yeah, baseball. Literally baseball. My brother played baseball.
Basketball
number 3.
too, right?
Yeah.
Basketball. I know Puerto Rico is a lot of basketball. Dominican Republic.
We have some basketball teams that are pretty good. American football. Obviously, we don't have any American football teams or anything like that.
Well, soccer, football.
Yeah, we do. But yeah, it just like I was never around it, and it wasn't up until literally last year that I was like, I think I'm up. Like I want to do this.
Okay. Because I trolled your Instagram one day, and you had like a wrestling belt on, like were you at a show?
I was at WrestleMania. Yeah.
So it was WrestleMania. Yeah. Did you bought you a belt and went to WrestleMania and wore it and took pictures out there? That's all. Well, obviously, you got the wrestling bug then. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you don't have to be a fan of wrestling to fall in love with wrestling.
Absolutely. I don't think you have to be around it like your whole life to really start appreciating it. That's kind of what happened to me.
I watched it as a kid, and I've watched it as a kid, and I tell people, but I don't think, since the amount of years I've been doing it, I don't think they believe me, but football was my passion first. And actually, I wanted to be a preacher. Wrestling, I watched it. Yes, I wanted to play football and be a preacher, yeah. And then I would wrestle in the yard with the kids and stuff in the neighborhood, playing around, like dropping elbows, Dusty Rhodes, or whatever. And and I liked Barry Windham. I went to 2 before becoming a professional wrestler. I went to 2 live events.
Okay.
One was at the Sunrise Musical Theater, and I went with my mom, and I said I would never go back to wrestling again. But I would have never even went to that one if I didn't go with my uncle in Tennessee to one. And when I went with him, it was a small outside College Park, outside Chattanooga, Tennessee, and on that show, particularly, they had the little people. I don't think we could call them midgets, but that's what they called themselves. They're the little fellas.
Yeah.
And they wrestled. They beat the shit out of each other. They ran around, beat up the referee, whatever, blah, 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 blah. I was like, this is cool. I watched the rest of the matches, and then they came back at the end of the night with a battle royal.
Gotcha.
So the battle royal, all these big guys come out, all the other guys who were on the show earlier, and who else comes out? It's the two little fellas. So they come out, and they decide to work together. So one put the other one on his shoulders, or he hopped up on his shoulders. However they got up there.
So he was full size then.
Almost. But what equaled them all out is one of them had a fork in his hand. And he went around stabbing everybody in the head.
Gosh.
So they were eliminating everybody. Like, one was holding him, the other one had the fork, and they'd go up and stab the guy in the head, and it'd bleed all over. And this one guy was bleeding profusely all over, and there was this lady in the front row wearing a white dress, like a nice skirt and a white top.
Oh, geez.
And I was just watching, I'm like, this is really cool wrestling here, you know. I did it, but I had never been to an event. This is my first event. I go, my great uncle took me, my great uncle Walter, and boom, he goes right over the top rope. Where does he go with all that blood? Right into the crotch of the lady in the white dress. I go, this is awesome. I want to wrestle. But it wasn't eventually what drove me into wrestling. I still wanted to play football, but it was there. And then I decided to go to a wrestling event with my mom, because my mom was a huge fan. My mom was a Dusty Rhodes fan.
Okay.
She loved wrestling, Florida Championship that was on. So she would bring wrestling to our lives. My mom, my dad, not so much. He watched it, but my mom was like she watched the wrestling.
Like really into it.
And she was like a big Dusty Rhodes fan. Loved Dusty Rhodes. And then I did too later. But after that event, so that one maybe like, okay, I'll go with my mom after I won my uncle. So this was pretty cool. But I went, and it was a Florida Championship Wrestling show and whatever. But I remember my mom standing on a chair in the show and yelling, and I go, this is so embarrassing. I would slide lower and lower and lower, because she's just like yelling and yelling and yelling. Cause I'm very shy at nature, but it might not seem like it now, but I was, and I still am. And then when we leave in the parking lot, somebody like flew by her like really fast or something, and she started cutting a wrestling promo on them. They were cutting her. I thought they were gonna fist fight in the parking lot of Sunrise Musical Theater. I said, I'll never go to another wrestling show again, and I didn't. As a fan, I never went into another show. Or with my mom, and then I broke my neck playing football, and then some things, my life took a turn. My brother passed away, and got very angry with God, so the preacher thing went out the window, and they said I couldn't play sports anymore, and so house burned up with fire. Long story, I'll tell you guys one day. It's been on here in the podcast, but it's a very long story that dabbles into God and the Bible and some other things. And long story short, I moved in with an uncle at 13 when the house burned down. 15, I was on my own with a kid on the way, and 17, I just didn't know what to do. I had no more sports. When I was in school, that brief time I tried track, cross country. Very angry, could never get hired in a third place in cross country. I was like, wow, you run all these miles.
I like running.
But I would like lag, and then I would like, right when I could see the finish line, that last half mile, I would just take everybody I could, and I'd end up, anywhere from 3rd to 14th or something like that. Out of a big group of people, you run multiple schools, like around like. We ran against Cardinal Gibbons, Terrebonne, places like that, Western. Just wasn't doing it for me. And then I just got in trouble in the streets and blah, blah, blah. The sports was gone. It's gone. I had a baby coming. So eventually 15, I was already living on my own too, with the girl. I was going to have the baby with him. By 17, I was working construction and just happened to be looking for a better job, and I saw an ad in the newspaper. Said, hey, become a professional wrestler. So I said, I'll do that, make some money on the weekends, and the rest was history.
Wow.
So, yeah. But I went down there. I still wasn't sold on it, because like I wasn't sure 100%. Like I thought it was like I would look at boxing and stuff. Like I'd say the undercards beating the shit out of each other, and they're like legitimately battling. But the main event was a work. I was like, thought there was too much money involved and too much marketing, promotions, and NILs that I'm learning, name, and what is that, Raymond?
What?
NIL, name, image, likeliness, or
Like,
something like that. I don't know. Where was I? Boom, looking for better. So wrestling. So, back to it. Let's see that ADD. So you guys think you guys have ADD. You don't say that, but the other ones.
I honestly do have like the
I'm going to tell you
worst
last night in class. I don't know what wins. All right, so last night class, I was there late trying to just get my brain back together. Everybody left, and I just sat there like going like, what is wrong with Wednesday nights? What is in the air on a Wednesday night? But you weren't even there. You weren't here.
No, listen there
No,
last
Wednesdays
night.
are really
Yeah.
wacky Wednesday for sure. I think I'm just gonna call it Wacky Weirdo Wednesdays.
Yeah, it seems like that for like everything, not just wrestling. Like Wednesdays are just a weird day. It's like the middle of the week. People don't
What's
know their,
today's
like,
date?
exactly.
Today's date's 24th.
Yes.
I was
24.
listening to something where today is the most called in day for being out of work, sick or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, August 24th. I don't know if that has anything to do with anything.
I guess it has to do with like back to school or something. Parents want to be with the kids.
I would
maybe.
think, but they say stomach flu, this and this and that. I think it's just the middle of the summer. People are like, the hell with it, man. It's too hot out. I'm going to stay home, go to the
I don't
pool
wanna
and
leave,
drink.
sweating.
I got to drink an adult bevy. I'm going to sit by the pool, put my toes in there and have a refresher. But what if that has nothing to do with whatever we're talking about. But why are you sidetracking me already? Like trying to talk to me about pools and beverages and
No, I mean, this is like two people with ADD trying to have a conversation. It's kind of interesting.
So I thought, like much like boxing, the undercard would beat the shit out of each other, but there was so much money involved in the thing, and it was a work, So the school, I was really hesitant for the first 3 weeks, and then they came to me and said, "Do you think this is?" And I just went, "Oh," and then I tried to quit. Because I thought, like, no, I'm never gonna make any money. Like they were all those muscles out of his ears is gonna make the money, But 36 years later, here I am, still doing 3 shows or more a weekend,
That's
and
awesome.
in a ring 7 days a week, technically, with the school teaching and stuff like
Right.
that. So
No,
still,
that's
so
awesome.
fanging and banging and riding and grinding, and making towns and curing frowns, whatever you want to do, whatever you want to call it, however you want to look at it, But very
That's
blessed
awesome.
and I love it. So where are we going from here? Okay, so friends had wrestling on. See, I come back around to it.
Yeah.
So. You weren't around it a lot, but you were around people that liked it, so it started rubbing off on you. And
Yeah.
eventually, you.
And then after
what
that show-
drove you to go to
yeah.
WrestleMania? How'd that journey go? To go to your first? Is that your first live event too?
Yeah. So it
So
was.
WrestleMania was like your first wrestling event?
I think it was like the second one.
That's
yeah,
like-
it was the second one. Yeah, my brain's not like
What
processing.
was the first one?
I think it was. No, I guess it was the first one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's like a starving
did see
person,
a
and the
little
first meal you
person
give them
one.
is filet mignon.
I did see
And then
it,
now
yeah.
I'm feeding you ramen over there at CCW. So you have filet mignon, now you're eating ramen every day going, wait a minute, this wasn't on the menu when I
No,
went.
the funny thing was, like, my first day when I went there, before I even signed up waiver, anything, I was sitting there because actually after WrestleMania, I called in. I was like, what are the closest
That's
wrestling
Dapper
schools
Dan
to me?
Ackerman? Or who?
Dan. Our Dan.
Dapper Dan.
Yeah.
Dan Ackerman.
Okay, yeah. So I called in.
When he wrestled, he started out, Rusty gave him a name. They got it trained.
Okay.
They called him Dapper Dan. Then
I
he
was
went
like,
on to be
I'm
fight.
not- I'm not
Then he went
following.
on, which sounds similar. He went on from Dapper Dan Ackerman to Phi Delta Slam. Dapper Dan, Phi Delta Slam. Phi
Gotcha.
Delta Slam. Sounds the same to me. But
Yeah.
go on, him and Bruno.
So I called in after going to the event, and then I put in my information. I looked up, what are the closest schools to me, and then CCW was the one that came up. And I put in my information. I got a call, and it was Dan on the phone saying, like, yeah, Dave will be back. He's still in LA, because you were still there. So he gets back on Tuesday. You can come Wednesday. So I came Wednesday. And the very first thing that you say, you're like, you don't want to do this. You can just leave now. And I was like, oh, wow. No, I'm really going to stay now. I remember that's the first thing you said to me. And I was like,
was that the first words?
it literally was.
I was trying to. I must have saw something special in you. I was trying to smarten you up. Run,
I was
Forrest,
like, holy
run!
crap.
Run so hard you break those braces.
Like,
and
you
just
don't want to
keep
do
on
this. I
running.
was like, wow, okay. I like being told no. That means I want to do it even more
You
now.
want to do it more now? I got to figure a different approach when I'm trying to run people. Like, yes, you want to do this.
the
I'll sound
greatest thing ever.
Beetlejuice. Just say Beetlejuice. Got Beetlejuice. Pop up out of the grave, ruin your life.
Yeah.
You didn't even see Beetlejuice, have you?
No, I did when I was
Okay.
younger.
All right.
I actually saw it. How like they translate the movies
Raymond-
in Spanish.
Raymond's having a
It's like the
good.
worst.
Raymond's having a good day. Usually he's dressed like Beetlejuice. Like he has some weird random. No, you're very
I
good
just noticed
today.
you're wearing a hoodie and it's so hot.
I think you're very very earthly, very grounded today. But usually you're in some kind of weird striped death kill psycho boy like pants that don't match sides or the 2 different colors.
So I just wear black. Fits and everything.
Wow, I'm
All the
supposed to be
time.
slimming on me, but it's not working. But I did bust out the old fang and a bang with Gangrel today.
I do like
Because
that.
Raymond said he says, as you're watching these clips now, merch stuff's popping up underneath. So I said, all right, well, maybe I'll throw this on and make $5. I don't know. See what happens. So,
Feed the people.
What's that?
Gotta feed the fans.
Feed the fan. Oh, you right back? Feed me more? What are you doing? Oh, you're the zookeeper. You're feeding everybody. Huh? Gatekeeper.
Well,
Ghostbusters. There you go. I am the gatekeeper. You ever see that?
I did
Don't
not
say
see
it's a
that
white guy comedy before you even say anything, because Ernie Hudson was in it before you even start with that. And before you even start anything, why don't you break down all your
Ethnicity.
there you go.
ethnicity. I can actually get my 23andMe.
There you
Let's
go.
pull this out.
All right. Before you start like always accusing me of stuff, right?
Okay, so my 23andMe, and yeah, people.
What does 23andMe mean?
It like so you
It's one
buy
of
this
these sites.
kit and you like spit in a
Spit
cup
in it.
and then everyone's like they're
Took
going
me
to
to
clone
her
you.
castle and I couldn't believe my eyes. She had all the devices. Love back on Darling Nikki. She started talking about spitting in a cup.
I have it here. So
Okay.
according to this, I'm 64.2% European. So there's like Spanish and Portuguese, French and
all right.
German.
So like,
It just goes on.
like European would be what again? What were the European choices you have, or like?
Well, the
When I hear
highest-
European, you automatically think of like England and like Germany and
Well, the highest percentage comes from Southern Europe, so Spanish and Portuguese, Italian,
Oh, okay.
and then there's a little bit of French and German in there, some
Okay.
British and Irish, but
All right.
very low
But
percentage.
But more of it be towards the Portuguese.
Right, and
Okay.
Spanish.
So that's
and
how many percent?
64.2% European.
64.2.
Then there's the Sub-Saharan African, so 24.5% African.
Is that like Sub-Zero? Like sub? I don't see. I didn't think I knew who Sub-Zero was.
So it's like-
Sub-Saharan African.
There's
Where's that? Like?
Nigerian
Nigerian.
from Guinea, but West Africa.
Maybe that's where
is
your
like
strong
the
bones.
majority
come
of
from
it.
and all
Yeah,
that.
Angolan and Congolese. I can see that.
Oh, what?
I have some strong features. On
Oh,
my face.
okay. Are they the ones with like the piercings and the strong cheekbones? Well, a lot of them have. A lot of the tribes.
I don't want
have
to sound
different-
ignorant, but I think so.
I am ignorant. I am ignorant, and I don't deny being ignorant. And that's why I'm asking. I'm trying not to be as ignorant, but I'll still come across ignorant.
Then I have 8.6% Indigenous American, so from the Dominican Republic.
Indigenous
That's
now, Dominican Republic indigenous, like
Yeah,
So, like,
so
would that be
Taino,
like
Taino. Yeah,
Who?
they're Taino, so it's
Taino?
that's what we call our native
with a T or a D?
with a T.
Taino,
Taino,
like
yeah.
Taino.
Taino.
Indigenous. So, would that be like Dominican Republic, like so, like in Mexico, like they have the Aztec and stuff.
That
like
would be the equivalent
like that,
to it,
something.
right?
And our Native American here.
Correct. Yeah.
See, I think my sister did that, but it didn't pop in there. But I swear that I'm like around the 8% of Native American.
I can see that.
Yeah, you'd have seen my grandmother. You'd have thought so high cheekbones.
Yeah.
And dark
Yeah,
hair.
yeah.
She looked very like very Blackfoot. I think it was Blackfoot, South Georgia. But I could be wrong.
Yeah.
You know, you listen to stuff as a kid, you're
Like from your
talking, your
family,
relatives,
yeah.
and you pretty much believe everything you hear, but they're probably pulling the ultimate swerve on you. Next thing you know, you're adopted, you bastard. You know, like,
Yeah.
Actually, my poor brother found out like that.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That
I don't think he's
sucks.
been the same ever since. But
Yeah, I've been through my fair share of
But he's not
surprises.
watching the show anyways. He wouldn't watch it. He works too much. That dude works every day and then some.
Yeah.
But okay, so you're all right. So why did Raymond make you break that down anyways? Why did you make her do that? Like
I think you did.
I did.
we were about to
Okay.
get it.
Well, it's very interesting. So, but
Yeah.
your stronger point is the DR, Dominican.
So I'm a mutt.
Spanish.
Basically.
Well, I think
In conclusion.
well, anybody even born here in America, they can say they're American or whatever, but they're
Yeah.
like, I think mine, I don't know. My sister did it. It was like, the shit came in heavy on like Irish and German or
Okay.
something. And
Yeah.
then I don't even remember the rest, but it wasn't fancy or I didn't feel very special or unique or anything.
No,
like,
it was cool.
felt very bland and very white. Like afterwards, like dirty almost. I'm white. I'm like, why? I didn't think I was white. I thought I was like black or something. I'm not. I'm not at all.
Yeah, I could have told you probably.
Yeah.
Not very much.
The blue
just from-
eyes, you think? I don't know. I see a lot of blue eyes nowadays. These contacts.
That's true.
But don't start Raymond, because you'll go on the reptilian route and start going to conspiracy holes and start to. We don't even want to go there. So.
I was gonna say we're gonna just, like, go into a black hole of things.
Well, I don't know. Like, well, Raymond, like, I don't know. This is supposed to be about wrestling, but every time we seem to get distracted. Now, what I'm hearing, Raymond, and I don't want to say like I've heard like people that are related to CIA people and this and this and that, but I've heard it from
gosh.
three different ones, like three different
So
ones.
if Coach disappears,
2020,
we know. It's probably one of them.
2027, I'm hearing You need to disappear. You need to have some dual citizenship. Get the hell out of the country. It's all gonna go to hell. Now I tried to tell my wife Susan that,
I
and
got
she
that
went.
down.
She said okay, and then I said, I don't know if it's gonna be aliens, and then she quit listening to me. Nah, she just quit listening to me and walked off. That's stupid. No, but she was buying that the world would go to hell in 2027. She was willing to listen to that theory that some shit was gonna go down. But then when I brung up aliens, and she was like from outer space, and I'm like, yeah, like it's like nah, like she just walked off.
Yeah.
She wasn't hearing anymore because she's like a doctor or a scientist. I don't know. Maybe she's in on it. Like, or maybe she's there to control me. Maybe they like placed her with me to like say, watch
every
this dude.
night
He's
before you go to
like
bed.
he's a horrible man and this and that. We really need to keep tabs on him. So you just keep an eye on this guy. If he brings up anything about aliens, swerve the subject.
It's like clean his mind every time.
Because like I'm pretty convinced. All right. So the students aren't here, but maybe I should get Raymond. We should pull their picture up, and they'll probably hit us with some kind of slander suit or something. But I am convinced. Now you tell me. I'm gonna bring a name up.
Oh gosh.
And you tell me if you believe reptilian or not.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna bring
It's
a
just
name.
an opinion.
Okay, all right. First name, and don't get hot, because I've told you this in your face, Mario.
I'm sorry.
We'll have to give Raymond a picture of Mario and put him up here, so at least Mario will get his photo credit in here.
I don't
say
think
yes
so.
or no.
I don't think so.
You know, not an alien at all, like Mario.
I mean, I know he's like in his own little world every day, but I don't know if I could consider it a reptilian.
Okay. You probably don't want to answer this one, but I'm thinking she twitches more than anybody I know. Judy.
I could see that.
Reptilian.
Love her, but I can definitely see that.
Reptilian. Okay.
I guess it's like NVIDIA. Definitely, I can see NVIDIA being one of those things.
You've just met Connor. Connor's back.
I didn't get to really interact with him, actually. So
Be careful. All right. Let's see. Who else? I don't even know. But right now, like, 'cause last night's class is mostly on my mind. But you don't think Mario's nothing like...
maybe he's fooling all of us. Maybe he's just smarter than
What about Maddie Wood? Big Maddie.
I don't think I met her yet.
No, Matt.
Oh, Matt
Big
Woods.
Matt
Matt Woods. Sorry. I thought you said Maddie. Like a...
Yeah, no, he's Maddie. He's like a girl.
No, I don't think so.
He's a big soft bastard. He's a big...
He's cool.
Not that I met girls that are way harder than him and whoop his ass. Nah, he's not. No, I'm going to bring a list in next time, and I'm going to bring pictures, and we're going to go over this because, like, I'm almost scared to say it because I feel like they're going to, like, I won't make it to the next class. You won't see me Monday in class.
Oh, gosh.
But, okay, so back to wrestling. So your first wrestling event was WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
But where did you come up with the belt? Was that your belt or somebody gave it to you as a prop?
No, it wasn't my belt. It was definitely just for me to take a picture with it.
Okay. All right. Because it was your first event. I'd be like, you're all in. You bought a belt, like a $2,000 belt to go to your event.
No. I
All
wasn't
right.
that.
And which WrestleMania was that?
Whichever this latest one was. What number was that?
The hell if I know.
I'm terrible.
39.
39.
Okay, there we go. Yeah, my brain
He
is
just
not
came in like
processing this right now.
old Grady on Sanford son over there. 39. I've heard it. I'll be Elizabeth. 39. Where was that at?
That was in LA.
LA. Oh, LA.
Yeah. Because I think when I spoke to Dan, he said that you were there too. So.
Oh, is that when you okay? So
This was So
I was there, but no, I flew out like on a Tuesday prior.
Gotcha.
Did some stuff for CCW out there.
Okay.
And then I signed Friday at WrestleCon. Jumped on a flight that night back home to Florida.
Oh wow.
Did a walk, a charity event.
Okay.
Epilepsy walk. Walk for Anna.
Nice.
We Will Overcome. One of the groups in the Epilepsy Walk was We Will Overcome. That's Anna Diaz's group. Did that. Then I got on a plane Sunday night and flew back to Las Vegas. I was in Las Vegas and I filmed The After Dark. That movie clip I just put up. You probably didn't see it, but Raymond's seen it. It's called The After Dark. So it's like a punk rock vampire movie.
Yeah. Oh, I think I saw a clip on Facebook.
Yeah. So it should be. There might be a Blu-ray special out for the month of October, because they're gonna show it at a convention, but the release date I believe is in April. They're shooting for
Okay,
April, so
that's cool.
yeah, it's just like old school vampires meet new school. Like but it's punk rock in a punk rock bar.
Nice.
Like the dude from Rancid narrates it and stuff like that, Lars. So, so it's interesting. I mean, if you know anything about punk rock and vampires and whatnot,
like vampires.
so different. It's a low budget. Filmed in my parts are all filmed in 4 days. The majority of it, but there's a lot of you couldn't film anything in 4 days. But it was filmed really quick. It's a really low budget, fast horror movie. But it's Plantain Pictures, so it should be cool. Check it out. Go support it. That'd be awesome. So
awesome.
that's where I was. So you went to WrestleMania. You were in Vegas, and you came home on a Monday, and you called. Or you called from
I
Vegas?
came home. I think it was like that
Los
Sunday
Angeles,
or
Los
something, and then it was like I remember it was a Sunday. I was just looking it up.
So
and
you only
I
did
put
the
in
one
my
day. There's 2
information.
days. It was 2 days of WrestleMania, right? There's the Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Okay, no. So yeah, Monday. And then I put in my information that Monday and I got the call Tuesday to come in Wednesday. I think that's how it went. Yeah. Because I remember I put in my information and I didn't get a call till the next day.
So that WrestleMania influenced you that much? You said, I'm going to be a professional wrestler?
Well, the how it started really, so I've always played sports. I always did it, different things. And then last year, I had started this new job that I'm currently doing now. And I wanted to, every single year at the beginning of the year, I do a vision board. I set goals for myself every single year.
That's
and
the
then
indigenous stuff.
I guess.
Vision Quest.
Yeah.
Great movie. You ever see Vision Quest?
I haven't.
Oh, right.
But I'm a very visual person. I like to, envision things, see them, so that way I can manifest them and stuff like that. So
vision board. So you set a vision board.
My
Vision
biggest
board.
thing was a physical challenge. I'm like, I'm going to challenge myself physically. I've done bodybuilding before, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do another show because that's like, I don't think I'm passionate enough anymore to where I'm going to, want to do it.
My wife is 100 pounds right now.
Oh, gosh.
That is not normal. She's doing her first show. She's never trained. Just started training with weights this year, and now she committed to that. Like much like you're talking, she wanted to do something.
That's awesome.
A vision. She didn't have a vision board, but she had a vision, and she's followed it through. She's flying out. When I leave here, I got to go pick them up and take them to the airport. They're flying to Charleston, and it's in
That's
Charleston.
awesome.
Yeah. So that I get not wanting to do again because I watched Anna do that. I watched her do that.
It's a lot.
And I remember back when I dieted just to be a professional, just to be wrestling, when you had to be a body guy. So I'm a fatty by nature. And I'm a fatty by nature. I like food. And
I'm like getting my meal prep started and actually getting on a schedule now because I'm like, okay, I've been just freelancing it. But yeah, for that you have to be super disciplined. And I just didn't think I would have the time and, I guess the discipline to want to do it. I mean, if I want to do something, I can definitely do it. But at that point, I was like, I don't think I want to do a show. I thought about doing a Spartan race. I'm like, I don't know. I just need to do something. And then after seeing that, I was like, I want to do that. That looks really cool. And coming into it, I was really scared and, saw people taking the bumps. And after you told me that, I was like, oh, man.
What did I tell you again? Just, you don't want to do this?
You don't want to do this. Just, you can leave right now. I was like, oh, man, okay. What the heck? And then...
See, people think I make that up. And I tell everybody, if I just run. Run. Put your money back in your pocket and run. Probably, I'm surprised I didn't ask you. You didn't get money yet, did you? Just get the hell out of here. Just run.
No, 10 minutes later, I went to sign in my waiver, got my shirts, and I was like, okay, I'm ready to go for next week.
And how long have you been there now?
This
so that was WrestleMania, since WrestleMania. So
So I started in May. So I'm starting, this is the second week of my 4th month.
4 months. And what do you think of it now?
I love it, honestly. I look forward to it every single week.
I want a new drug. Won't make me sick. Won't make me crash my car.
Which is insane because you have to be such a masochist to really enjoy it. But
what masochist? What is that? Like muscles?
No. You like pain, basically.
All right. So you go around with a switch.
No, I don't do that. But
back on Darla Nikki again. You gotta listen to the whole song. You'll appreciate the song.
I'm gonna have to now.
It's a good Prince. You like Prince, right?
Yeah, I do.
Prince, Darla Nikki. There you go. All right. So 4 months in, and you're digging it, and you're enjoying it, and you feel like this is the journey you want to be on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I enjoy it. Different a lot to learn because obviously majority of the people that are there grew up watching wrestling and
I'd say half of them.
Yeah, so
no, that group, most of them, but they just didn't retain what wrestling looked like. But yeah.
So I felt a little especially my first month, people would be like, oh, this and that, and I'm like, no idea what you're talking about, so it was a little intimidating when I first started, not gonna lie.
All right, so you're 4 months in your wrestling training, your journey, and do you ever think about those first words I told you and said I should just listen there?
I honestly remember it was my 7th day. I knew because I counted. It was my 7th day, and they were doing like suplexes off the top rope. My 7th day.
I wasn't there.
No, you were.
Suplexes? No.
Maybe not. I don't know what it was.
I might maybe have them doing flip bumps off the top, bumps off the top.
Because I know Meadow did the first one, and then Will did the second one.
Well, they were learning, not you. I wouldn't have had you doing that, though.
Well, I ended up in the mix. I ended up being in the mix, and I remember landing, not breathing because I was so scared. And then that led me to then started hyperventilating. And because I was hyperventilating, I didn't know what else to do, so I started crying. And you're like, come here, Mihan.
Oh, yeah, man.
And then I sat there and I was crying, and I was like, I'm so embarrassed. I don't know if I should come back tomorrow.
I do remember that.
I was so embarrassed. I'm like, of course I cry on my 2nd week. This is just great.
That's one of the easier bumps, too. It's nice.
Well, I mean, when you don't breathe, it's very painful.
It was just because the visual, you're looking at it.
I was like,
you were overwhelmed before you ever
did
it. Like you talked yourself out of it before you ever did it. Then you held your breath. And people don't realize
that hurt.
Pro wrestling, when you're training, a match is equivalent to like, I forget how many car accidents, but like just say like 5 car accidents. A drunk driver can total a car with 3 sober people. The 3 sober people die, but the drunk driver walk away because he has no fear.
Yeah.
And your body's mostly water, your organs float. So if you tighten up with fear, your organs are all tight. And when it slams, it's like 80 mile an hour to complete stop. Everything's going to rattle. Metal used to hold his breath. So he'll be a big one and tell people don't hold your breath because he spent a week in the hospital with blood on his brain from holding his breath, So I just saw that flame over there. I was like, where do you light the candles? Like, what's going on over here? Like, no wonder it's hot in here. There's a candle burning over it. I just thought it was fucking hell in 2027 coming up to grab me. But
what was that? Oh, sure.
I offered her coffee, but she did not want anything from Dunkin'.
Because I had some coffee this morning already. If I have too much in,
all right. So Raymond, all right. So I'm all over the place because I really, honestly, I didn't research anything. I didn't do anything. I just like, hey, show up, and that's what I've been
getting to know me.
Raymond will send me notes all the time, and I never read them. So I don't even think he sent them to me anymore. He sent them to you probably. All right. So 4 months in. You're happy with where you're at? You're just going to continue the journey, I assume? You're not going to run, leave, disappear?
No, I'm progressing, and, I'm a person that's very result-driven, so anytime that I mess up, I definitely beat myself up a ton, so that's something that I'm definitely working on, and I know you noticed it too, so anytime that you see it, you're just like, all right, take a break. I'm like, okay, fine.
I'm a smoking mirror, guys. You might think I notice things. I'm just bullshitting my way around stuff, getting in and out of there. But apparently...
Yeah, but I'm enjoying the journey, definitely.
The journey is the jewel. There is no jewel at the end of the journey. The journey is the jewel. That's what the old man Malenko used to say. Other than that, he used to always holler, you're talking apples and I'm talking oranges. Shut the fuck up. Like he'd have his denture stuff flying everywhere, He'd get so mad, and he'd try to explain something to you. If you cut him out or you say it, he'd be like, you're talking apples and I'm talking oranges. And he'd just lose his mind. I miss him so much. Apparently, Raymond has set you up with some kind of questions over there. And because they're not towards me or anything. So I'm thinking, because you said you had a brain and you had a scholarship to school because you had a brain and a college and right? College
too, yeah. Actually,
there you go. Yeah. So he's going to leave it up to you to read these questions and not me because I would be like, what?
Yeah, so, we just wanted to go over some current topics that we're seeing and, just get your opinion on them. Maybe share some memories that you've had and...
We'll save you some time. I don't have any memories.
Maybe some advice that,
Take it home. Okay. All right. I'm listening. Go ahead. But I don't have any memories of it. I really don't. But I have to drink alcohol to have memories.
Oh, gosh. I thought it was the opposite for people.
No. It's because I spent 50 years of my life drunk and high.
Gosh.
Sober, I don't remember anything.
Makes sense. Yeah, but I know that there's a lot of, especially when I, very first started and after going to a couple classes, I was looking for information out there, just Googling stuff, seeing opinions, and stuff like that. So I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be watching this, and it's just a little bit of guidance on what we should be doing with our life, especially starting. Maybe we don't have some experience, but something that did happen recently, unfortunately, we we did lose someone that was an icon to a lot of people and that people looked up to and stuff like that, which is Terry Funk. So he did pass away recently at the age of 79. So, just take a little bit of time to share, give some opinions, some memories, maybe describe him as a person.
He's an amazing person. He was an amazing talent. A lot of wrestlers imitated Terry Funk. Dick Slater was one of them, and Dick Slater was one of my favorite wrestlers. And Terry Funk, he was an amazing human being. He was an amazing talent. It's an incredible loss, a huge loss to the professional wrestling industry and wrestling, the whole industry. He was loved by everyone. I don't know that I've heard anybody ever say anything bad about Terry Funk.
Awesome.
I've had brief encounters with him, just be like, hey, stuff like that, and passings here and there. I spent more time with his brother, Dory Funk. Okay. I was in the Duncan Dojo and stuff, but now he's iconic. I mean, all the way from his rise, all the way to like when he was in his 60s doing moonsaults off ladders in ECW or however old he was there. So he said he's 79 now, so maybe he was even older than 60. Doing moonsaults and still doing death matches, and he just evolved his career, continuously evolved it. But like some of my favorite things about him was there was a movie called Paradise Alley. You ever see Paradise Alley? Sylvester Stallone. Terry Funk's in there. He's just, oh, shut your hole, puke. His acting. And another cheesy movie that I think a lot of people iconically love and they don't admit it is Roadhouse. And he's in Roadhouse. He's in different things. So, it's a loss. I know I had people. I'm friends with people that have been wrestling fans their whole life, writing me yesterday in tears, just devastated that he passed away. And I believe he was like in some type of nursing type of home towards the end. It was sad. And I know Cactus Jack idolized him. A lot of these guys patterned their whole career after Terry Funk. Even the newer generation, not so much this current generation, but my generation's things and stuff like that. So, rest in paradise, man, and the old funker, man. I remember Luna used to call, and he had an answer machine. His wife would be on it. It'd be like, the ex-actor, the ex-wrestler, the ex-this, the ex-that. If he doesn't get the work, this better be like a business call because he needs the money or something. There'd be like some kind of promo on there.
That's awesome.
It's a huge loss to professional wrestling. Very sad. And he passed away. And then also, I think another wrestler passed away yesterday too. He might have been called Honest Abe. I forget his last name, but he was like the oldest wrestler. He was 95. He passed away yesterday too.
Wow.
So rest in peace there to him. So yeah, all right, Raymond. I told you I don't have much memories. Terry Funk was. It was through my time. He was before my time. He's just somebody I watched, love to watch. I'll still watch to this day. His old stuff. Still very entertained, and he's missed in professional wrestling.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, yeah, it's, sending condolences to the family members and everyone, all the fans too, because especially if you're a fan and even with sports, you grew up watching these people, you kind of like feel like you're part of their family sometimes, and you obviously celebrate their victories, you mourn their losses too. So I know that there's a lot of people that are going to be missing them too.
They could have used you out there on the ranch.
What was that?
It had you roping cattle and baling hay and chewing tobacco and wearing some chaps and all kinds of stuff out there. Yeah, no, he's a legend. Definitely legend. Definitely a legend. What else you got shaking? Let's get off this sad subject.
Yeah.
So you brung it down. You're wearing black like funeral home.
I'm always ready for a funeral. Apparently, I always wear black, but it's to mask the sweating of my hyperhidrosis usually. Yeah. So just like moving on to a little bit of a different topic, and there was a couple of rumors that were going around. Keith Lee was seen walking out of an AEW arena, and I know that you asked, it's like, oh, what's going on here, but. I guess my main question is, he was unaware that he was even booked for AEW Rampage is what I'm seeing here. But what was that for you when you were on your road to WWE, like getting bookings and, did you know you were facing a certain individual before you got out there? Yeah.
These Raymond's notes.
I'm trying to read them
very confusing like Raymond's notes are. They're like, these sound exactly like Raymond's notes.
Yeah, so, I'm trying to read as I go.
Keith Ware was unaware he was booked for Rampage instead of Dynamite, which, that's asinine.
We might have to cut that out a little bit.
All right. So, and then what is he asking from me? How
did booking work back when you were on your road to WWF? Or is that E?
Clown asses.
Is that an F or an
Clown
E?
asses.
Oh, WWF. I'm sorry.
How do you not
Yeah, cut that entire thing.
No. It's all right. This is Raymond's notes. They're very printed small. I'm surprised you could read that. I only read it because I just kind of know how Raymond's mind is and what he looks for and things.
Yeah, just describe
How do you?
the road to bookings.
No, I'm still on the Keith being confused what show he was on, and he show up. What does it matter? He must have got a ticket and flew him there. Like somebody sent you a ticket. You just didn't. Was it in his hometown or something? You just drive there. I'm missing something. Like somebody had to have given you a ticket and a booking sheet or something. Said, hey, we want you here. Here's your flight from wherever you lived, Orlando to wherever.
Right.
Unless it was in his hometown or where he currently resides or something, then maybe I could see the confusion. But other than that, somebody would have sent you a damn booking sheet. Because one show was on a Wednesday and one is it filmed on Saturday?
Oh no, they record both on the same day.
They do? Both on Wednesdays?
Yeah, it's the Friday show, Rampage.
Oh, Rampage. So it's not the conclusion or whatever the other one is.
Yeah,
What's the other one called?
Dynamite.
No, Dynamite. And what's the other one?
Collision.
Confusion. Collusion. Conclusion. Collision and Dynamite. Oh, so this is... Well, if they're on the same day, what the fuck does it... Excuse my language. What does it matter if it's the same day? You're there. Like...
Rampage after Dynamite.
All right, so he thought he was on Dynamite and he was on Rampage? Is that what...
He thought it was on Dynamite, but he wasn't.
Oh, so he didn't want to be on the lower show, like Rampage is beneath him or something? Is that what you're insinuating? Is that what you're insinuating, Raymond? Is this your notes?
So. I would think so.
I don't know. I didn't hear the story, so I'm it's all on the same day. If there was, it says rumor, so rumor's a rumor. I believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see in life. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't want to comment on a rumor and give my opinion on a rumor because a rumor is a rumor. It's not a fact, and until it's fact, I'm not gonna say anything. But I mean, but if it was true, whatever, man. They pay. Well, I guess Dynamite pays a little bit more, but maybe it would come down an ego thing. But it just says rumor. It says rumor. He could have just been there and didn't. Maybe they asked him to leave, or maybe he didn't like the catering, or maybe he didn't like who they wanted him to work. Maybe who knows? It's very confusing there. I didn't have any bad experience, but I was clearly knew that I was coming in for whatever. Maybe it was a Rampage I did, a Friday night show. I clearly knew everything I was going to do before I got there. Everything was laid out in detail to me. So most of it, but I was well aware of what was going on, when to be there, and the times and dates. So it says rumor, so I'm not gonna speculate on a rumor. That's all I can say about that. But how was it when we worked? Well, they treated us like we were wrestlers. like here's your booking sheet, here's your towns, here's all your flights, all in a month. You would get your tickets 3 weeks or 2 weeks or a month, sometimes in advance. So you'd be at a TV on a Monday. And you'd be called over. You would get a draw from your agent, $50, $100, $300, whatever you needed. You felt like you were going to use on the road for whatever petty cash you needed. They would hand you your group of tickets, your flights, and your schedule. You're expected to be there. You had to rent your own car, your own hotel, unless it was like a pay-per-view, like a WrestleMania or SummerSlam. Then you had to stay at a TV hotel. Now, I know things have changed and evolved, but we're talking when I was there. So, no, it was very organized. You knew exactly where you were going to be when you needed to be there, and they had agents that would fine you if you weren't there on time. Somebody watched when you came in and out the door and everything else. So, but I can't speak for AEW for one, because I don't like everybody. I don't know exactly if CM Punk runs a show on a Saturday and then somebody runs a Dynamite. Maybe somebody's running Rampage. I think Tony Khan runs the Dynamite for sure. He books that. I don't know. It's very confusing over there. And I'm not knocking it. It's just very confusing. But when it starts, it's a rumor, Raymond.
Can't speak on it.
Nikki Blackbird, Nicole. I don't know. I don't want to. I'm not gonna speculate and talk shit about anybody or assume anything off something that says it's a rumor. That's just me though, because so many I've seen people's careers ended over a rumor. Nowadays, a rumor can be disastrous. If somebody speaks upon it like it's the truth, and they do. Yeah. People do. They just, he said or she said. That's he said, she said. I think Limp Bizkit did a song about that.
Yeah, unfortunately, social media makes it really easy for people to spread stuff even more nowadays than maybe
well, you're
when
on social media a lot, aren't you? With your what is it? I wouldn't even ask you what you do now currently. You do. I'm
a broker. I do insurance.
Broker.
She
broker. Maybe that's what you should be. I'm a broker. That should be okay.
Breaking people.
You're the broker. Here comes Nikki the broker. Like he likes it actually. He broke her and her and her and her and him. But
Sounds
yeah.
like I gotta
So you broke her
wait.
insurance. So that's pretty cool. So
Yeah.
boom. So you do a lot of social media stuff and this and that. So you feel pretty comfortable here doing that.
Yeah, I mean,
Besides, you can't agree that it's warm in here today.
a little bit.
Okay.
But I know you can't have the vents on, otherwise the sounds will pick up on that, right? Is that kind of what?
No, it's usually an igloo in here. He's probably
okay.
got to check his filters or something in the office there. All right, so clarify. I'm not gonna comment on a rumor, right? I explained to you how it was in WWE. Yeah, WWF. You had to be a complete moron to miss your shows there. Like they. And I'm not saying wrestlers are morons, but we drank, we partied, we ran hard, we went to the gym. We didn't sleep a lot, but we didn't miss towns because it was very late out for us. It wasn't that hard to be confused with what you're doing. And now AEW, I just don't know. They might say, sure, you could be on Dynamite. And they go, oh, once they write it, they might not have had room. And they said, oh, we can squeeze him on, he's here so we can get him on Rampage. Maybe he didn't want that. I don't know, but it says rumor, so. That rules everything out for me. Like, if you would say it was a fact that he walked out, what do I think then? I would give you an opinion, but I don't want to give you an opinion on a rumor. You know what I'm saying? Because then it would be taken as clickbait and said, Gangrel said Keith Lee this. And it'd be all bad. Like, just all bad.
Next
and
time
then,
we know he's booked for a match against Keith Lee. Yeah, we can.
Can't even imagine that match. Why are you trying to book stuff? You're stirring stuff over there. You're the broker. She's over there broker in a match now. Like I'm going to sell you
Stir
a
in the
match.
pot.
Stand
I'm
by.
gonna be banned from
We got
coming
this.
anymore.
All right. So what is the next one, Miss Nikki Blackhawk?
Yeah.
What is it? Like a blackbird?
It's all good. Yeah, so let's talk about, former, I guess you guys still obviously stay in contact, but let's talk about Edge. So he recently had his final match under his current WWE contract.
Which I still got to go back and watch because it was on SmackDown, right? So
Yeah, it was.
with Sheamus.
Yeah.
I've had some of Sheamus's first matches. Early in his career, I'd work him in England. Him, Drew, what do they call him now? McIntyre? He was like Drew Gallo or something back then. But I worked them all when they first started out, especially Drew. Drew was super young, and so was Sheamus. But now they're like these old grizzled leaders of the locker room now. Like, and I'm just some old dusty ass vampire over there. Like, scout, like he's coughing these bones over here, talking shit. Like, back in my day, kid. Like, back in my day. It sound like Fonzie now. Back in my day, kid.
That's so funny.
No, a little Fonzo. But yeah, so go ahead. I'm sorry, I interrupted you.
No,
so
I mean,
SmackDown, you wrestled Sheamus.
another rumor for you. So
Another rumor. All right.
Yeah, so it was rumored that WWE actually declined his contract renewal, like the demands that he had. So what do you think, he asked for it and got declined, and where would you want to see him retire?
Well, literally, I was texting with him yesterday, but I don't ask him that kind of stuff. You guys were in the ring, and I just took a picture of me, put my big head in it, and you guys are back there. He goes, oh, you got him doing a rumble. I go, yeah, fun cardio. So I never, ever spoke with him about any type of business. I don't know how much longer he would actually want to wrestle, though. See, I don't know, like, just from the conversations I had, like, few texts here and there and a few chats, he's really like a family guy now, and everything. And I don't see him wanting to, unless the bug is rekindled really bad, which is hard to like quit wrestling. It is a drug in a sense, the high you get from it and the feeling, and the endorphins that release. And as you're learning, as you learn something new and it goes successful, you can be at your lowest point and think, I'm going to quit this shit. I'm tired of it. And then one little thing that you had 20 of these horrible things that just made you want to quit life.
Yeah.
And then one thing is it just outraced all of them, and you don't even remember these. Like, oh, this is awesome,
Yeah.
So it's a
like
roller
that with
coaster,
everything.
the loop de loops and the hoop de hoops. So, Edge's that was his last match, but he's still there till September, right? So maybe he did
It's
ask.
next month.
Maybe he asked for another contract. But they're selling the company. It's in the process of being sold. Like, I don't know that they're gonna commit to who knows what direction they're going. Things are like really different there from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, how do you think things are going to get affected by this
I don't think
change?
they're hiring a lot of people right now until this thing's done. I don't think they're going to make any big moves until this thing's done, unless it's like guaranteed money coming in. I don't think they want any money going out until this is all sealed up. And that's just an opinion. So I don't think a lot of things are going to happen. So maybe he did try to renegotiate, and they said we just can't do that at this time. Would he go to AEW? I don't know. I would hope maybe. I would say like deep down inside, I should say, yeah, he needs to go to AEW. Fuck yeah, he needs to go there because there's a chance that we could do the Brood entrance and work the Hardys and then House of Black or whatever's going on.
Which
over
that
there.
would be really badass.
Whatever's going on over there, like I could say that selfishly and like push that agenda and be like, that would be really cool. But at the same time, I would like to just see him started with WWE, WWF. He did all that, went through all this stuff. I'd rather see him finish up there as a representative and go out there, what do you call that, a liaison, and go out there. I'd rather see him finish there than to go, I mean, and they'll probably hate me, people AEW, but who's going to go over there and I just think it'll just take away from the great stuff he's done. Not that AEW is bad, but I just think it's such a pedestal over there. Things are so good, and he's done such amazing things in WWE, WWF, WWE, pioneered, along with Jeff and Matt and Christian, the tables, ladder, chairs. But they've gone over there, and then, like, not that it's anything lesser that they've done, but look at their careers there to what they're. It just almost feels like I'm gonna go over here and be king of the cow pasture, like when you're over there, like king of the kingdom, like I don't know, it's just really weird. I'd like to see him, and I'm not calling it a cow pasture. Don't get me wrong. I mean, people will be like. It's just I'd like to see him finish with WWE. I don't think he needs anything else. I'd like to see him stay in one piece, healthy, raise his family with Miss Beth Phoenix, and have a happy life together. And I'm sure he is a frugal man. I'm sure he's saved, unlike me, every dime he has. He's invested in all the right ways. I mean, he's probably has a ring in his backyard, a gym, and everything else in his on his compound or property. I'd rather see him privately train people or get back in that kind of sense than do seminars or speaking engagements, or even if it is on behalf of WWE. I'd rather see him finish that way than I don't want to see him get hurt anymore or anything like that. I'd rather see him have a quality life, raise his daughters and them. But I guess people figure you can never have enough money for your kids for their future. Maybe school things are gonna go up, but time is short and life is short, and he should have learned that by now. I would rather see him finish there and be a family man and did part-time it over WWF.
I do know he broke his neck not too long ago, right? That was a...
I don't know. I know he tore his triceps when he came back. He's done something else. But prior to that, he had that stenosis.
Gotcha.
And where it was narrowing, and one sharp blow, you could end up paralyzed. There was one thing wrong way, which a lot of wrestlers have that, unfortunately. But when it's in your neck and along your spinal cord, it's a more serious thing. But I don't know what he did for it, whether it was stem cell, this or that, but he took all that time off and came back. But then it was like the little things that happens with age comes, the tricep tears and this and then that. So hopefully the beast is tamed within him, but if not, then off he goes to AEW and on his journey continues, and that's awesome too. That is. I don't know. I just care about him. I just don't want to see him getting hurt, that's all, or anything like that. I'm not saying that he can't handle it at all. I'm just
You're wearing
I
the
don't
friend
want to see him
goggles right now. Friend goggles, not the business partner goggles.
Yeah, it's not that I think one company's better than the other, anything like seems like I'm backpedaling now, but I'm not, because there's two different types of things. I just
styles.
Think he's why. That's all. He's Edge. What else are you gonna do? You're Edge.
Your Edge.
He's one of the greatest human beings in the world.
That's
so
awesome.
Don't want to see him go there and become like how everybody looks at CM Punk or everything. It just seems like it's turmoil and chaos. But maybe he could turn all that around. But it'd be great if he were there, because then it always leaves him more of an opportunity for me, the old guy that needs the bone every once in a while. Throw Gangrel bone. Let's do an entrance. Or we'll do a Brood versus the Hardys and whatever.
I would definitely pay to watch that. That's awesome.
But I hope he's got a beautiful family, and I hope that's first priority, whatever that is. If wrestling and he needs that to be first priority to take care of his family, then so be it. So.
Yeah, so you mentioned the Hardys and
and how much you would like to see the Brood versus the Hardys.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be cool. But staying on that topic, Do you happen to remember who started the idea of like implementing tables, chairs, ladders? I mean, these guys are beating themselves up with these things.
No, I have
idea
no.
was it?
I have no idea who did, and I'm actually pissed at him because I don't climb ladders, and I feel that bad promo I had the one time on Michael Hayes, the fear of ladders and microphones kept me to lower, was my downslide. But I don't know. You have the Dudley. What was the Hardys involved, right? It was the Hardys was the first one. I think it came out. And they had that big ass ladder. I remember coming out. It was something to do with Terry Reynolds, maybe the Terry Reynolds Invitational. Everybody was competing for her contractual services as a manager or something. Yeah. And I remember it came out. It was the big ladder and all that. And I was like, oh, I got nothing to do with that. Like, I'm not climbing that ladder. But I don't know who was it the Hardys, the first ones with them in the table ladders and chairs, or was it the Dudleys? Or then they went on to the Dudleys and it was the three, because the Dudleys, I would say they were like ECW brand, like they were like tables and chairs, you know what I mean? Edge and Christian and the Hardys did the ladder, so maybe they all merged and that became the tables, ladders, and chairs, which went on to WWE later, marketing it as a pay-per-view and stuff. So I couldn't exactly tell you that. I think maybe Edge and Christian was with the ladders. And then it evolved to the tables, ladders, and chairs, you know, and stuff like that, the TLC. But I really couldn't give you an honest answer because I just don't know. I don't know. Whoever implicated it, I don't mind chairs and tables. I do not mind going through them or getting beat with either one of those. But those damn ladders, I'm not climbing that ladder, man. To this day, when I see people climbing a ladder on those shows, my butt just squeaks tight. Like, it just, you start hearing like, that's my cheek squeeze, and it's like watch them go up, and they're like, whoa!
Oh,
like,
gosh.
You know, and then
that's scary. Yeah.
Edge did, like, you know, like he speared somebody. Well, he speared Jeff or somebody off the ladder, and you know they would say it was a 30-foot ladder, but if you count the links, it was 12 foot. But that 12 foot might as well have been 80 feet to me. You know what I mean? So I was just like, the hell with all that.
I might want to finish that way too. I like the spear. I think it's a cool move.
The spear? Ask him who talked him into doing the spear.
What was that? What?
I believe I'm the one that talked him into doing the spear. I don't think he wanted to do it because Goldberg was doing it at the time. And I go, who the fuck's Goldberg? You can do a spear, you're Edge. Edge, you do the spear, you're Edge.
Dive right in, you know?
You just hit him like a spear, you know? Like, I'm pretty sure I am the one encouraging because I remember him saying, no. And I said, like, do the spear. But the spear was a downfall of his neck a lot. Like some of his first injuries, can't remember what city we were in, but he did the spear outside the ring. And when he speared him, his head hit the apron, you know, the ring and stuff. And that was like his first injury where they see him carted out in on a stretcher and stuff like that, which is scary times, which I think probably led to all those years, you know, you turn your head with this angle and you're coming in with that spear, you're putting a lot of stress. It's just like Dynamite Kid and them doing, and Benoit and all them doing headbutts off the top rope. You either get a concussion problem or you're going to get a lower back problem because, you know, the how you land and that pressure on your lower back. So I think the spear probably had a lot to do with his problem going out and his injuries and stuff like that. So, but
we'll see.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure I'm the one that talked him into doing it though. And if that's caused his injuries, I feel really bad. But his spear is cool, right?
It looks cool.
So he's got all that hair and he's got the skinny body and he jumps in and all that. There you go. All right. So Raymond, we're gonna wrap this up or what? You got like any what's in the boxes? Oh no, she's got to get back to going to broker and life insurance. Life insurance?
Yeah.
That's it. Life insurance, no other.
I do health too, and annuities.
But what would life insurance cost for an average guy like vampire like me? Do vampires qualify?
I would have to.
Is
I
there
don't know.
a plan for
Technically, they're
vampires?
dead, so I don't think you can take life insurance out on dead people. I don't know how that. That would be insurance fraud.
Could I take insurance out on Raymond and then have him?
He would have to sign, but. Could you imagine? Yeah, I had this lady one time ask me. She's like, "Can I take out life insurance of my husband without him knowing?" I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do, lady, but I don't think this sounds very appropriate. But
can you?
They would have to sign because obviously, I'm sure.
Well, I watch all these SVUs and different things.
Yeah.
Go, turns out they got a $12 million life insurance policy. I'm like, well, like, okay. Like,
I'm sure that's the reason why a lot of things changed. But yeah, at some point you could do that. Obviously not anymore.
All right. Well, Miss Nicole.
Yes.
Until we decide, or you decide what journey and name you're going to go with, if you're going to follow your indigenous side or different tributes to whatever, your heritage.
I think so.
So we'll stick with Nicole today. To be honest, I don't even know what your last name is. I can't pronounce it. I seen it once.
It's Rapol. Rapol.
Rapol. That's easy.
Yeah.
I was like thinking Rapolio or something.
Everyone thinks it's Rapoli. They think that the last.
I wasn't
it's two
sure.
Ls.
That's why I didn't say it, because I
Yeah.
had no clue. I've never once said your last name or anything. I just like Nicole. Like,
Yeah.
all right, Nicole Rapol.
Nicole Rapoli, it flows.
Oh, now she's freestyling on us. All right. That was episode 75. Want some?
Get some.
Ah, bad enough.
I
Take
love
some.
it.
There you go.
Take some. There you go.
It's Banging the Bang with Gangrel and Nicole and Raymond in the Dark Shadows in the corner. Thank you.
Thank you.